Hello there. What's going on, everyone? Today, we're going to be taking a look at Anakin Skywalker for Star Wars Legion. This is the Anakin Skywalker Commander expansion. We're going to unbox this thing. We'll take a look at the sprues, the cards, and we'll go ahead and build him out. And you get to see what the finished product looks like. So yes, we're gonna go ahead and pop this thing open. Hopefully you guys are doing well. We are, just out of curiosity, this box does say Fantasy Flight Games on there. It's unclear how many more boxes will say Fantasy Flight Games on them. So it's going to Atomic Mass Games now, and it will be really interesting in the future to see what ends up happening with Star Wars Legion. More on that as we learn it, so definitely stay tuned for that. If we haven't already seen, also, if you're new here, we have I did a battle report where we proxied Anakin Skywalker, and yeah, here he is. And against Darth Maul, as a matter of fact. We're also going to be doing a Darth Maul unboxing very soon, too, so take a look at that as well. We've got we've got two completely different torso options here, it looks like. Different lightsaber hands. So actually we can build out two completely different upper bodies for Anakin if we wanted to. So we can have him like maybe crawling on the desert somewhere, since we've got different heads too. Wow. The only thing that we're really lacking is the extra legs, which he doesn't need those. So wow, I feel like this was like a joke. I feel like they made this to be a joke in and of itself, and that you can totally recreate movie drama here, right? That's what I'm feeling like. So that much is pretty cool. We also have our little rules, our paper insert here, everything that this is going to come with, and then of course our building diagram. So there we go. We got our different options, however we want to do it. That's kind of cool that they did it that way. I actually dig it. So you want to kind of pick what you're going to do first. I'm not sure which one I like better. I guess you'll have to wait and see which one I decide to build. I'm not going to magnetize all of this, though. It's a little bit much. We have our base over here, and then we have our cards. So let's go ahead and take a look at these cards. All right, so here is the Anakin Skywalker unit card. He's 160 points. He has 2 force and 2 training. He has Anakin's lightsaber, which is going to be 5 red with impact 3 and pierce 3. 5 red means half of it would be 3, so saber throw is still going to work fairly well on him. He has no surge natively. He's speed 2, 6 health, 3 courage, and the red defense die that you come to expect of Jedi. Speaking of Jedi, he has jump 1, which is pretty standard. He also has immune to pierce, which a lot of folks do. He has tempted, which is a new one, which he can equip basically dark side upgrades also. He has flawed, so he's going to give a flaw card to his opponent. And he's got the hallmark ability here, Gemso Mastery. So while defending, if you gain a dodge token, or if you spend a dodge token, you're going to gain surge to block. And if at least 1 damage was canceled, the attacker suffers 1 wound. So this way he's going to be able to, reliably push damage back on other people, but not without the high ceiling that other ones can. And this can work in any type of attack, whether it's ranged or melee. So a lot of options with Anakin Skywalker. First thing I want to talk about is the flawed card. His flaw. This is what you're going to give to your opponent, and it's not a story the Jedi would tell. And that your opponent gets this card, and they're able to play this whenever the card says they can. And in this case, it says you may play this card at the start of the command phase if there's an enemy Anakin Skywalker with at least 1 suppression token. That enemy Anakin Skywalker cannot be issued orders. So now what does that actually mean? So basically that means he can't be issued an order when you're when you're assigning those face up orders. You can still pull from the pile and activate him. And it is possible to still pull from the pile and activate him first if you were to play perhaps a 1-pip or something like that. Your opponent will play this card, and then you will choose command cards. So you're going to know if you're able to issue Anakin an order or not before you decide which command card to play. That's an important thing here. But in a key moment, when you want him to go first for risk of death, that's when your opponent's most likely going to want to play this card and stop you from activating Anakin. As far as upgrades, he's going to come with the new offensive stance, which is going to start out. It's a dual-sided card, so we'll look at the offensive side first. It's a training, but you also have to have force. When you do an aim, you get 2 aims instead of 1. But you also cannot spend dodge tokens, and vice versa. Defensive stance is when you perform a dodge, you gain 2 dodges instead of 1. You cannot spend aim tokens. I don't like this card on him specifically because I don't see him really doing that a whole lot. But it's good to have available anyway. Seize the Initiative is a pretty nice one here. During the issue orders step of the command phase, issue an order to yourself. Another one that I don't think is great for him specifically, but can be good for a lot of other people, especially people like Padme, I think will really like Seize the Initiative. But yes, pretty cool card. And the X here means it's a one-time use. So once you use this, you're gonna flip it over. It's done. It's done. We've got the Force Barrier here, which is the new Force Power. That is maybe the coolest thing to hit the game in a while as far as new upgrades are concerned. I really like this one. It's a 10-point upgrade for the Force, and it's an exhaustible. When another friendly trooper at range 1 is defending against a ranged attack, during the modified attack dice step, you cancel either a crit or 2 hits. So this is going to stop somebody else. This is the really good protecting ability. It is going to exhaust. You're only going to be able to do it once, but it's really nice, especially if you got maybe 2 Jedi that each have this together. That's also really fun. You're going to walk in and do that sort of thing. As far as duplicates, we got some dark side upgrades that Anakin can use. He's going to come with Anger, Fear, and Force Choke. Yes. And we've got some command cards to look at also. First up is Hero of the Clone Wars. This one was previewed at Gen Con at first. This was our first look into Anakin. It says 3 pip. It's going to be Anakin and 2 units. Like a lot of 3 pips, it's going to give out 3 orders. It's also a permanent. All of Anakin's command cards are going to be permanent. And this one, he gains Exemplar and Reliable too. Exemplar is important now because it's now one of the only ways for clones to be able to borrow and use standby tokens from friendly units. So Exemplar now, with the most recent rules update, Exemplar becomes a very more important ability. And then he also gains Reliable too, which is going to give him 2 Surge tokens at the beginning of each round once this is played, and then for the rest of the game. And that's only because this is permanent. Other command cards that don't say permanent for other characters, you don't always get to do those things. At the end of his activation, if he's not in range 1 to 2 of a friendly unit, he gains a suppression. So the big thing with Anakin here is all of these cards do something good and something bad. And so if he does have suppression, he's eligible to be targeted by that flaw card. That's so it can be a bad or good thing. I mean, he's high enough courage with courage 3 that 1 suppression may not make him panic, but might make him die if he can't get issued an order. So that's one thing to think about. We also have a 2 pip here. You underestimate my power. It's also permanent. He gains Surge to Crit and Master of the Force 1. If you'll notice, Anakin's base card did not have a Master of the Force ability. So if you're going to be equipping him with Force abilities that need to be exhausted and then reused, you may want to play this one a little bit sooner rather than later because of that Master of the Force ability. At the end of his activation, if he did not perform an attack, he gains a suppression token. So this one wants him to kind of open up and just keep pressing the assault because he doesn't know when to cool it, And then this is where the fun begins. His 1 pip, and he is jumping out of a lat and just whacking dudes. All right, here we go. So this is also permanent, and he's also going to gain Outmaneuver and Relentless. Outmaneuver lets dodges cancel criticals, which is especially nice for Gemso Mastery. And Relentless is just good for any Jedi. Now, Relentless is the key here. It's better than Charge, right? So Saber Throw is still a very good option on Anakin Skywalker, considering that his 2 pip makes him want to attack. His 1 pip is giving him Relentless, makes it a lot easier to attack with something like Saber Throw. At the end of his activation, if he was not the first friendly unit to activate during the current round, he gains a suppression token. So again, all of these have different ways to make sure that he's gaining suppression, which is a bummer, but also at the same time giving him some cool new bonuses. So if you play all of these 3 early, he's going to have these abilities for 3 more turns. but also but he's going to be broadcasting, look, I have to go with him first. He has to attack, and he has to be close to a friendly unit. So it kind of tells you, it broadcasts a little bit of what your intentions are. However, still very, very strong. So he'll be fun. Let's go ahead and take a look at the mini. Let's put this mini together. All right, here is Anakin. He is all assembled, and I decided to go with this particular pose with more of the friendlier face. Really, the only thing that's not hot swappable here, or that you don't have duplicates of, is the legs. So if you wanted to make a whole torso and have him on some, you could do a whole separate Anakin, really, if you had a spare base and you just wanted to borrow legs from somebody else, maybe with some green stuff or something. You could probably do that, or put him in a tank or something like that, kind of popping out. Like you could, hey, new field commander, right? So yeah, no, Anakin's pretty cool. It's a great sculpt. Looks really nice. Can't wait to get him on the battlefield and see what he can do. If you saw his performance in the last battle report I posted, it was unlucky, but not necessarily representative of how he will do in most games. So we will see in the future. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you guys are clicking on the links that are down in the description below. There's all kinds of ways to help support the channel right down there with some awesome merch. You can click and buy some stuff, and that helps support the channel. Also, check out my Discord. You can hop in there and talk to us. There's lots more videos. Go to my website, find the Legion AI system that let yourself play against yourself or against the AI deck during COVID, and until we're all able to go out and game again like crazy. Hopefully that'll get you through. I want to thank you guys so much. I will talk to you later, and big thanks to my patrons. You guys are amazing. As always, have a great day.